We're revving up the MotoAmerica AMA FIM North American Road Race Championship. This round, MotoAmerica Superbikes at Barber, our second of 9 for 2023 from Birmingham, Alabama at the famed Barber Motorsports Park. On deck, Junior Cup Race 2 for our second round. And I'm Craig White sitting alongside Jason Pridmore. Hannah Lopel will join us in a minute, but Jason Pridmore, so far the story of Junior Cup has been the 99 of Avery Dreyer.
Yeah, Craig, and he's done it in different ways this year in Atlanta. We saw him in a big battle with everybody all the way to the line. Yesterday, once he got to the lead, he was able to control the pace at the front. And while everybody else was battling behind him and taking shots at running in second, you can see he actually pulled a little gap at the end after Yandel Medina tried to pass in the last turn. But again, it was Avery Dreyer winning race 1.
Unbelievable. But Jason, how about this guy? So Dreyer wins 3 for 3, but so far 3 second-place finishes for Max Van.
And this is the guy you got to watch out for, because last year Max won races and he's accustomed to winning races. He's got a great bike and a good team around him. With 3 second-place finishes, he'll be looking forward to do one better today.
So Max Van looking for a big win, but how about the 39? A big race yesterday for Medina. He's trying to close it off with a win this weekend at Barber.
Yeah, for Yandel, it was his first ever podium, and it's kind of like wins, isn't it? When you get your first podium, that next one can sometimes come a little bit easier. But a guy to really talk about here, I think, is Chase Black. We saw this morning that he put in 6 or 7 laps, and the most that anybody put in was 7. So we thought maybe they've got that problem solved. Then we hear from Mike just a few minutes ago that they did a complete engine replacement, so still having some issues.
Yeah, still having some issues, and I mean, as a rider, you just it's a little makes you a little nervous when you go into the race and they're still working. But he's got a really good crew around him. I'm sure they were up last night late, I seen, trying to get him in the grid today, and he's qualified pretty well. He's 6th on the grid, but just having those issues where he can't really, get a lot of laps in, and then had it in the race yesterday at Road Atlanta. He was a guy that was a top 5 in both the races, so he's definitely a front runner. So hopefully today they get those issues fixed and he can get a good start. But one thing he's going to miss out on a little bit is all that those mental notes from the first race.
Yeah.
The strategies we talk about all in Junior Cup. He's going to miss a lot of that, and where he's stronger than maybe the riders in front of him, where they could think overnight where on the last lap they could have made passes. So he's going to miss out on a little bit of that, but hopefully for the most part they got it fixed and he can have a good race today.
And it speaks volumes to me about his ability to focus a little bit, because he was having those issues, and yet in qualifying was able to string together at least one really good lap and get him up onto that second row. That was everything. Really slow away, but I think he just on this lap is going to be crucial for him, because he hasn't had any running with this new engine.
And this is going to be his lap to kind of get a feel for the bike and what it's like, and see if hopefully they got things sorted out for him, and he can come out here and collect some points today. You see him there toward the back, and I'm not sure if he's just trying to get a good feel.
And once again, can't say enough about the size of the grids in the Junior Cup category. They were decent last year, but they've just blown up this year, and over 30 riders coming here this weekend to Barber Motorsports Park for this championship. And why? It's the star creator type of series. It's where we start to see the really special people that might be able to do something pretty tight and pretty spectacular as their career gets going. It's got to begin somewhere, and more Junior Cup is proving to be just that place.
MotoAmerica Junior Cup coverage is brought to you by Geico Motorcycle. Visit geico.com to see how easy covering your ride can be. And by Dunlop, the official tire of the MotoAmerica Championship Series.
Back at Barber Motorsports Park as we anticipate the start of the race. So JP, let's take a look at the grid. It's Avery Dreyer on pole.
On pole again next to DeMario and Bickney's, with Max Van, Levi Batty, and Chase Black. On row 2, row 3 grade, go back to David Roth, Yandel Medina, who put in a big effort yesterday, Ivan Rivera, Rossi Moore, Jaden Fernandez, and Chris Clark. Big grid today. Chris Elliott, Aiden Sneed, Trenton Kesey, Jake Vandal, Jediah Cumbermack, Logan Kenish, Logan Monk, Carson King, Gabriella Lewis, Soprano, Woodworth, and Muchler. Then we have Barber, Hollingsworth, and Singh on row number 9 next to Smith, Nichols, and General.
So full field of competitors in race number 2. We're scheduled for 11 laps here in Junior Cup race number 2. What's going to happen with the rest of this field and the 99? We're getting ready to find out as soon as the lights go off. We're away racing and look like DeMario from the middle row got a good launch. The 69 trying to find some real estate is Bickney's, but it's going to be our pole sitter Avery Dreyer who leads us into turn 1.
Got really close back there for that 5th and 6th spot, but Dreyer, who controlled the race from the front yesterday pretty well once he got there. It'll be interesting to see what strategies some of the other riders have today as far as getting up alongside of him. You see DeMario already giving it a go as they go through the fast turn 4 and down into this braking zone, turn 5 for the first time. Bickney's on the inside as well.
Door left open, but no room for Bickney's on the 69. So Avery Dreyer, mentioned 16 years old, on the Bad Boys Racing Ninja 400. Okay, Avery Dreyer, even though 16 years old, is only 2 classes away from graduating high school. When I talked to Dreyer about his plans for the future, he's kind of debating, do I just get these 2 classes done and graduate, or do I wait until the fall to get it done?
Yeah. Well, right now he's not thinking about any of that, is he? So he's out front doing what he did yesterday. We saw yesterday, Greg, that there was some splintering of the groups early today. Everybody's much more in a line a little bit longer. You know, the hardest thing about this is it's a controlled aggression really for the first few laps. You want to try to get as many places up the road as you can, but you have to be able to do it without disrupting things too much and losing too much time and creating gaps, because they're hard to make up. This place here, we're not going to utilize the draft quite as much as other places that we go to, like Atlanta that we just went to, a place like MotoAmerica. So this place is a little bit more important to make sure that you don't create big gaps when you make passes. And you can see Bickney's is still trying to get by DeMario, but Dreyer's able to lead them down each one of these straightaways.
71 there is Levi Batty, the Belgian rider, back in action here in MotoAmerica and having a much better go at it today than yesterday, is latched onto the back of these front 3. Dreyer on the 99, 70 is DeMario. Hayden Bickney's on the 69. And the 71 is Levi Batty, trying to find some room there. Down into Charlotte's Web they go. And that gap closes right back up to the leading 4.
Yeah, and you can tell, like, see how everybody's kind of still staying together, and people want to take shots at each other down into turns like turn 5, but got to keep them organized. And Dreyer just showing right now as we have a faller, number 32.
Yeah,
Carson King looks like maybe went down there.
Yeah, out of Illinois and Royalty Racing Ninja 400. Up and okay. No Bickney signaling to the 71. Hold on, let's not scrap. Let's not let these 2 get away from us. Jay, here's a look at it.
Bottom of your screen. She probably just lost the front in there. So good to see Carson get up and rip back over to his bike. And I don't think he was able to get back in it. But, yeah, you know, it's important, Greg. Like, you see guys tapping the back of their bikes and not wanting people to get away. As Batty's still ahead of Bickney's. And, you know, we still have pretty big train of riders. Great overhead view here from our Lucas Oil helicopter above Barber. And look, now we're actually seeing DeMario. It looks like he's trying to draft past, not quite able to get there before they get to the braking zone for turn 1.
So Dreyer holds on to it. Now we welcome the 3rd member of our broadcast team in, Hannah Lopa. Hey, Hannah, how are you?
Good, Greg. And talking to Avery Dreyer, he said he knew the pace at the front was going to be a little bit quicker today. It's certainly warmer out here despite still being overcast. He thinks that he could have the pace today potentially to pull away. And I asked him, you know, you've won the first 3 races of this season. Did you expect to be doing this well? And he said, you know, I really expected to be in this championship fight this season, just not so early on. And we talked a little bit about what made the difference for him. And he said he's also been training physically a lot more. A lot of pedaling. Him and his sister do early morning workouts in the gym together. She's also a racer. Hopefully we'll see her in the Junior Cup in the years to come. But he said being less physically fatigued on the motorcycle allows him mentally to focus on the things that he needs to focus on without getting tired throughout the race. So definitely a big difference from Avery Dreyer. He's definitely coming into his own this season.
Yeah, Dreyer saying that like clockwork, 7 a.m., Jason. He gets up and he's in the gym working out, does the gym stuff in the morning and cardio in the afternoon. What a very focused young man. And we had a pass for position as Levi Batty, the 71, moves into 2nd spot. A great overhead shot provided by Lucas Oil and Lucas Oil helicopter.
Look at Dreyer getting away, though. And the thing you can see is You know, we're talking about 5-6 bike lengths is getting away, but getting your head down and trying to pull a gap as somebody's gone down.
No!
Get away from that. Is that, I can't tell if it's Ivan Rivera. I can't tell, Greg, so I don't want to say.
I think it was Rivera, possibly 83. I did see a 3 when the bike started flipping over.
Glad he's up and okay. That's the main thing. Fast turn to do it.
It is a fast turn to do it. We don't often see somebody lose the front there.
No.
Rivera tumbling down our scoring pylon on the left part of your screen. So unfortunately for the Texas resident on the Air Onzi Moto Racing team, out of it.
Batty might take a shot here. As you can see, left side of your screen will be our crasher. On the right side of your screen, Batty might take a shot a little bit too far back. Dreher's pretty good into turn 5. And another thing you can tell is Dreher actually uses a couple different lines as well, Greg, when he comes out of the museum corner. And really happy to see that that bike didn't get near Rivera as he flipped through the grass there. But they're heading down towards this museum corner now. And what you're going to see when they exit this turn, Dreher lets the bike drift out, but he doesn't bring it all the way back over to the right. Look at the gap he pulls through that little area. And then right here, he stays over to the left. And you can see everybody else kind of funneling over to the further part of the track. On these little bikes, Greg, you know, sometimes it can cost you time getting back over to a spot that really isn't necessary. And Dreher's just straight lining that a little bit more. And every lap through there, he pulls this gap. And then they kind of run him back in through this big long section of 14, 15, 16 before they come back on the front straightaway.
Great sounds from our Audio Technica sound. You can hear those bikes bouncing off rev limiters. So Jay, I'm looking at Yandel Medina in 5th place to 39, a podium finisher from yesterday, as Medina had set the fastest lap of the race last time by at a 1:35.967. Now we'll see how it goes to the stripe as they come across start finish line, and it's Max Van. Sets the fastest lap of the race at a 35.623.
That was close, though, between Batty and Dreher right down into turn 1. Batty had a big run out of the last corner and was trying to do something with that, but he got the nose chopped off a little bit. Now as they go up over the turn 4 area, now you're right, Greg, Max Van's coming up in 6th place there. Hannah?
For Max, he said he's more ready to battle at the front today. He just needs to make sure that he's in it to the end. He rode with Dreher quite a bit in practice, and by following him, he was able to just kind of watch and see what Avery was doing and able to learn from him. And based on what he saw, they made some gearing changes that they think will help. He said overall, he just needs to be smart with his racecraft because he knows that everybody is running really similar paces. He does feel he's pretty strong through 1 and 5, and if he sets it up properly on his last lap and he rides a little bit more defensively, he thinks he can better his result from yesterday.
So if you look there, even on that lap through, you see Levi kind of moved himself over to where Dreher was. He didn't take that big train of bikes behind him all the way over to the far right-hand side of the screen. And look at the distance that he cut down compared to the last 2 or 3 laps in that section that we were talking about.
Great sounds as Junior Cup bikes. There's a move up the inside by Levy. Batty, the 71. He'll take over the lead in that final corner. He's going to have good position coming onto the front straightaway. So our first lead change, Jason, of the race. And it's a 71 who's been here a couple of times, Levy Batty. Yeah. But now look at Dreher on the outside. Yeah,
but Levy's going to hold off on the brakes till he gets down into turn 1. Does a really nice job there, Greg. And he's been fast through that 14, 15, 16 area during this whole race, and you can see carries a lot of nice speed through the center of turn 2 and on the exit. So Avery Dreher now, it's the first time he hasn't led in quite a few laps when you think about going back to yesterday's race, then of course the beginning of today's race. So he ran it out a little bit wide in between 14, 15, 16, and Levy Batty was able to just roll up underneath him there and make that pass look pretty easily. Make it look pretty easy, rather.
So lead change. This pack is getting tight as the 99 Avery Dreher. 3 starts, 3 race wins this year, trying to find clean air up front. But it's the Belgian Levy Batty who leads the way. Five and a half laps to go in Junior Cup race number 2. And the 71 is Levy Batty, 99 Avery Dreher, 69 Hayden Bickneys, 39 Yandel Medina in the mix, as well as Alessandro DeMario on the 70, Chase Black on the 14, and Max Van. 7 riders at the front of this thing, trying to figure out who's going to win and who's going to stand on the podium.
Yeah, yesterday we had, I think, 5 riders at the front, so we have a couple more contenders today, and that's a good thing for us up here. And I think right now we still got 6 laps to go. Guys are going to be a little bit of a chess match right now, trying to figure out where they want to position themselves with 2 and 3 laps to go. Now, if you look, the 2 guys at the front are both really good in separate places, but Levy's really good in that last sector, and that could pay dividends for him. But it's going to be out of that museum corner where Dreyer is actually pretty good. So we'll see if Dreyer is able to get by him and do anything with him. And this is, Greg, it's the hardest thing about this. You don't want to get shuffled back too far.
No, this isn't like Road Atlanta or even like a Road America where you could probably still win in a tight battle like this in 4th place. As Dreyer going deep down into Charlotte's Web, as we have a great look at that pass by our Lucas Oil helicopter. And so the 99 takes over the spot again. Look at Medina hanging that right foot off.
Yeah, I wonder what that's. I was almost thinking he had a broken foot peg or something. So I'm not sure. Maybe, I mean, it's not normal to see somebody's foot getting really hot on an exhaust or something like that.
Yeah,
as well.
I was thinking the same thing.
That could be something down there.
Is that the 23? Yeah, that looks like Jake Vandal.
Yep, I think you're right.
So Jake Vandal, was in 18th place, a little bit higher than that.
So Levy does a good job of getting back through, didn't he? He got back through after that fast left-right chicane, goes back through. Bickney's now is on the back of these 2. So he's done a good job. The little tiny bit of separation. You saw Yendel Medina go out pretty wide there. He's going to try to scoop it back across, get a good run down this front straightaway, and get back in that draft of these 3 to pull him along a little bit. We're going to come by this lap and have 4 to go.
Across the stripe they come, and it's Levy Batty, Dreyer, Bickneys, Yendel Medina, Demario, Max Van, and Chase Black has been relegated back to the back of this group in 7th place. So Levy Batty, Jason, we were talking about it a moment ago. Oh, and it looks like
Rossi Moore.
Rossi Moore.
Yeah, looks like last corner.
The only rider on that KTM RC390 in the field.
Oh,
another one going down.
That's probably going to be turn 2 area.
It's Cumbermack. Jedediah Cumbermack, unfortunately, well within the top 10. So we're seeing some attrition late in this race. Don't think there's anything like there's no rain going on. This is just kind of, I hate to say it, normal attrition that we see late in the race.
And especially when it gets hot here. And Jedediah had moved himself all the way up to 8th, so he was kind of leading that next group. So that's a shame to see. And the 2 leaders going back and forth again. So Levy did the exact same move as he did before at the end of that back straightaway. He was able to duck up the inside of Dreyer. And looking at lap times right now, everybody's still running in the 36s in this first seven riders. So they're some 10 seconds, almost 11 seconds ahead of that next big battle.
Laps winding down. It's going to be 3 to go. So if you're on the tail end of this 7-rider field, you've got to start making moves if you have a chance to win it.
And look at the 48. Max Van is doing just that. I think you made comment yesterday that he kind of sits back and he waits and he sees what's going on ahead of him and sees how things start to play out. And Max Van starts to make his move forward right now. And these 2 guys in 2nd and 3rd have a really good run up over the top of that hill. And Dreyer's going to go by, I think. Yeah, Dreyer goes back by, and Bickney's also is going to try to squeeze himself into 2nd place. So I'm not quite sure if Levy didn't quite get the drive he wanted out of turn 2, but those guys had a head of steam on him as they went up over that hill into turn 4.
It's important for Levy Batty to make this pass if he can do it, but position by Bickney. He's going to hold on to it into the museum turn. You can see Levy Batty just didn't quite get over that concrete patch as well as the 69.
Yeah, you can see those front 3 guys again, a little bit tighter into this fast left-right switchback. And Bickney will have a good run this time. He really rolled through there nicely. He might be able to pull up alongside of Dreyer, which he does, and ducks down the inside. So he had seen that move done from Levy earlier on Dreyer, and he goes ahead and does the exact same thing.
Our 7th lead change as we come up on 2 laps to go. First time for this race, Hayden Bickneys has taken over the top spot. Bickney's the pride of Defiance, Missouri on that Bickney's Racing Kawasaki Ninja 400. Way out wide goes the 99 and takes the spot right back.
Yeah, and you could see Bickney's when he came on the front straightaway was adjusting that front brake lever and trying to get that lever moved maybe back out, so he might be experiencing a little bit of brake fade, but Dreyer had no problem going down the outside of him, did he, Greg, as he went down into turn 1, and now we're going to see how good those brakes work, because Bickney's is down the inside of Dreyer as they head down towards, and Levy is really tight as they come down into there.
Whoa, and Levy Batty almost collides with Bickney's rear tire, able to save it.
The hardest part for that, though, for Levy now is entering that tight and pulling that much lever on. The drive out makes it a little bit harder on these smaller bikes because they rely so much on the corner speed to get through the turns that RPMs drop down too low from slowing the bike down too much. It hurts drive, but he had a notion, he had a look. Now with 2 laps to go, he'll know if that's a move that he'll want to do on this last lap if and when it comes to it.
It looks like the sportbiketrackgear.com entry, almost said Junior Cup from last year. Max Van, it looks like his progress is starting to stall out a little bit as Levy Batty goes right up the inside.
What a move. That's really good move. That's just knowing where your bike is going to be good. As it looks like Bickney tries to go up underneath, and now these 3 messing around at the front has allowed Medina to get himself back into this mix. Max Van as well. DeMario is still there. So the 3 that were kind of breaking away are all back together now.
A little bit of a miscue on the turn-in for Medina. That's going to cost position and a little bit of a gap as Medina looks over. Now the white flag flies, so the final lap, and that mistake could have cost those back 4 an opportunity to win this race. So now it's, at the moment, the 71 of Levy Batty over Bickney's and Avery Dreyer. You can definitely lead this race by leading out of the last corner. And now Levy Batty with his head down, trying to put a gap between the rest of the field.
And he was much stronger that lap out of turn 2. He really cleaned it nicely. So, and he protects his line going into 5. So he has to get out of here nice and clean. And, you know, really, I think if he can get to the last sector, he's shown, Greg, that he's been really fast to that last sector. But these guys are both going to be trying to draft. As you can see, Dreyer and Bickney's in line right behind each other.
Didn't leave the door open, had enough room to make the museum corner work for the 71.
I think Levy will probably go over to the left, much like you saw Dreyer doing earlier in the race. You can see he's kind of got that bike over there. Now he swings it out wide to try to get a little bit of a run through here. Now let's see if Bickney's can get to the left side of him before they get down to this braking area. Bickney's has a run.
Levy Batty, 6th yesterday, trying to go for the first MotoAmerica run, loses position to Hayden Bickney's, the 69. On this final lap, only a couple corners to go. Maybe one more place to pass. If Levy Batty, I thought for a moment that Batty was going to try to do it. Does he have a run to get to the final corner? Here we go, it's the 69 with a wide drive onto the front straightaway. In the draft is the 71. What's going to happen to the line as we go? It looks like Levy Batty. No, but it's Hayden Bickney's by 9,000ths of a second. That's going to be a photo finish. Battle for 8th, and it looks like Aiden Sneed up and out of the saddle on the 15 is going to finish on the back of that pack.
Jaden Fernandez.
Jaden Fernandez to 8th, Logan Cunnison in 9th, the 14-year-old Crease Elliott in 10th, David Roth, Logan Monk, and Aiden Sneed. What a pack, what a race they had going on, but it's going to be Hayden Bickney's by 9,000ths of a second over Levy Batty and Avery Dreyer on our timing and scoring. As we'll definitely wait for official confirmation on the photo finish, Jay.
See, as they went down the back straightaway, this was a pass that Levy was doing on Dreyer, and then Bickney's learned from that as well, and he was able to get up underneath him before they went through that fast left-right. And here you go, Greg. Here's the photo finish. And, man, it looks like Levy Batty to me. It's Levy Batty to me, it looks like, on that.
Now, the reason that timing and scoring would have this is because it's not mandated where the transponder is on the motorcycle. So that could be the difference. All right, we'll sort it all out, come back and talk to our winner when we return.
Once again, Junior Cup does not disappoint. What a phenomenal race. What a battle on the final lap. Look at the crowd. They are going crazy, and understandably, so, and those young riders acknowledging all of that. Really, really a great ride. And I think Michael Hill alluded to it. This is, I think, not only the first podium, but then certainly the first win for a Belgian rider in MotoAmerica. So Levi Badi, there's a lot of folks in Europe right now loving this moment for this young man.
Yep, his family that stayed up late to watch this race, he put on a show for him. What a great ride by him, and played that draft perfectly. And the game, the last lap, you know, it's just interesting to me. This race was how many guys that was able to step up today compared to yesterday. Yesterday was only a 4 or 5 rider battle. Today you could go all the way down to Chase Black.
Yeah, that 7th spot covered by, folks. I mean, this is really, really amazing. All the way back to Chase, it was only 1.6 seconds for the top 7. That's absolutely remarkable. And there's the change officially on scoring. Once again, watch it from our Lucas Oil helicopter aerial shot. Just a remarkable ride.
See Levy there in front earlier in the race.
Yeah, it was a bit early. I was starting the final lap, I think. And then Hayden running really, really well right up at the sharp end of things here. And Dreyer, who has been undefeated coming in, sitting back there in 3rd. And far enough back that I think he was, kind of hoping that maybe something would happen with these guys in their battle up front. And then here's that run down into turn 5, and look at the run Big Nice gets here, but can't get through.
And for Dale, I think he was hoping these guys would start passing each other and slow him down and really let him close up. And you can see Avery here trying to get a good run on the 2 guys in front of him, and Levy Badi just this last lap. I think he learned from Avery yesterday being defensive.
And we were both noticing Yandel Medina shaking his head, and I think he just overran turn 5 a little bit. By the time they got to the entry to 8, Max Van had positioned himself and moved up into that 4th spot. But here's where things really started to get interesting. Watch Hayden Bicknese here. Look at this run he gets up through here.
Through the chicane and puts himself right in the perfect spot. See how he's on the inside. Levy Badi tries to let off the brake, but Hayden had the spot, and now from here he's just trying to be defensive. Through this last sector, there's going to be no drafting through these last couple right-handers here. It's kind of follow the leader. If you are leading, you want to keep it pretty tight. And now Levy is just setting himself up. He knows what his plan is from here. It's just getting a run on the front straightaway. Look at the run he gets in the slipstream and just plays it perfectly.
Right here, makes the move, pops out. Look at that at the line. That is about as close as it can get. The official margin of victory now, 3/1000ths of a second. That is just staggering stuff here. And I want to check something here, because I was looking at one of the stats a bit earlier that I think is absolutely remarkable. Yeah, the margin of victory has been really tight in this category all season long, but nothing approaching 3/1000ths here. Just an absolutely fabulous run. And waiting for everybody to gather things up and get ready for the interviews, of course. But for Levi, what a run. And for Avery Dreyer, another podium, doing a great job in the points.
MotoAmerica Junior Cup coverage is brought to you by Geico Motorcycle. Visit geico.com to see how easy covering your ride can be. And by Dunlop, the official tire of the MotoAmerica Championship Series.
Indeedly-do, MotoAmerica Timing and Scoring had a look at the photo finish, and it's Levy Badi who wins by 0.003 of a second over Hayden Bicknese. Avery Dreyer in 3rd, Max Van in 4th. Unfortunately for Max, snaps that streak of second places, but new winner, Hannah's with him.
Levy Badi, a first-time victor in the class. Levy, incredible finish by you. Tell us about your race.
I mean, I know I had it in me, but this was unexpected. I mean, after this whole season working for this now happens, I mean, I'm so happy. I just want to thank my family, my MTM for the support, everybody, Bison, X-Light, and especially the rodeo family. They helped me really a lot, to put my bike here in Alabama. So, thank you.
Congratulations, guys. Keep an eye on Levy Badi this season.
Great job by Levy Badi, but let's take a look at those standings. So Avery Dreyer still 91 points ahead of Max Van, 18 back. For Hayden Bicknese, a second place finish. Nice points haul. So in third spot, 28 back. Yandel Medina, of course, in fourth, and Levy Batty now. Jay, here's a look at the photo finish.
Yeah, and it's pretty easy from this angle here. You can see that Levy gets his first win by about a wheel's length over a hard-charging Hayden Bickney. So another great race here at Barber between these junior cuppers.
0.003 of a second. That's what it looks like here at Barber Motorsports Park. And all congratulations go to first-time winner Levy Batty. And we think he's got a lot more on the way. Well, that'll do it for us from Barber Motorsports Park here in Birmingham, Alabama. What a great race we had here in Junior Cup, the future of the sport. Next time we're at Elkhart Lake. We'll see you then.
Great.